You think I'm gonna say it? Nee.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Boolosity, where today MrBeast is in some pretty big trouble, okay? MrBeast is got himself in a bit of hot water. Honestly, not the first time it's happened to him. He's been on YouTube for a while, so what the hell could possibly be getting MrBeast in trouble? I mean, this is the man who has donated most of his income just to charity and has said that he wants to die with $0 in his bank account because he wants to give all of his money away. What the hell has he done? How the hell is he in this situation? Well, there's a few things to it. It's quite a long story. I'll try my best to explain it. So, if you don't know who MrBeast is, what the hell is wrong with you? How do you not know who MrBeast is? He was the biggest YouTuber like all year last year. How are you watching YouTube videos without knowing? But anyway, besides the judgment, if you don't know who MrBeast is, he is pretty much the biggest YouTube philanthropist like ever. Like, he was the biggest YouTuber last year. I would say the Minecraft YouTubers have probably overtaken him this year, but he's still huge. You know, he's still making a lot of money off YouTube, and he's pretty much just giving it away. You know, that's what his content centers around. In fact, he started this content because he got a sponsorship for about $10,000. And the first thing he did with that was he just gave it to a homeless person. So he's clearly the kind of person that even when he didn't have that much money and he got offered a lot of money, all he wanted to do was give it away, you know? All he wanted to do was give it to someone who's less fortunate than him. And before anybody says anything, yes, I know, giving $10,000 to one homeless person by themselves on the street, that's not a good idea, okay? That's really not a good idea at all. But that's not the point I'm trying to make. The point I'm trying to make is he is proving that this is his character, you know? He is a man who stands by his morals. He wants to give his money away. He wants to be a philanthropist. That's what he's always wanted on YouTube and offsite. That is who he is through and through. Now, aside from the content where he is just giving stuff away, he also started blowing up with these challenge style videos where he would get his friends to compete in these challenges for a lot of money. That was the basic idea of it. And it was just his friends. You know, he's from North Carolina. He has friends that he grew up with. There's a group of them, and he got them all to feature in the videos, which honestly is very good of him. You know, he's kept them by his side. There are people who are very loyal to him. He is very loyal to them. He hasn't just blown up on YouTube and immediately left them in the dust. So that also means that these people have a platform as well. You know, there's a whole group of them that because of MrBeast, all of his friends are now well known and, you know, they have enough money to support themselves and their families. And a lot of good has come from the MrBeast YouTube channel thanks to the hard work that he has put in over the years. So I know what you're thinking. How the hell has this guy been cancelled? How can someone like that get cancelled? Well, MrBeast has been making YouTube videos pretty much since he's 13. Like he said so many times, all he ever wanted to do was just be a YouTuber and make YouTube videos. So he's been making them and he's been putting himself in the public eye for a very, very long time. And one of these videos is the video that's got him in a bit of trouble. So the controversy actually comes from a stream from around 2016 where MrBeast set himself a challenge to listen to and watch It's Everyday Bro for, I think it was 24 hours, which is honestly just sounds horrible. I have no idea how he put himself through that. But anyway, he challenged himself to do that, and he was doing that for his YouTube channel. He was trying to get some traction on it because obviously that's a pretty good title, you know. Watching It's Everyday Bro for 24 hours, you're not gonna see that every day. So I will just play the clip in question where he uses a not very good word, and I'll let you guys decide on the intention of it.
Like Exility and some other clickbait facts. I live with them, so if you...
But you're allowed to say the word, that word?
Fact. I say it all the time. I dare you to say the N-word right now as I hold you up to my mic. No, I'm kidding. So...
I would, but I'm white.
So obviously this is just someone thinking that they're allowed to use that word, which I don't know if anybody knows. You are not allowed to use that word unless it is a word that, you know, might be used against you, unless you are a part of that community. So obviously this does not look great for MrBeast. He is saying, oh, I say it all the time, I'm allowed to say that. But in fairness, you know, in 2016, a lot of people were saying it. Like, it's horrible and a lot of us don't want to admit it, but in 2016, there were just a lot of people saying slurs. Like, you don't think about it very much, but they did just say it all the time. And it's surprising that you can look at a clip like this and, you know, people are offended. This is MrBeast. This is this huge philanthropist, this charity guy. How the hell could he be saying something offensive? But that was kind of just what people did back then, and it's just kind of sad to think. That still doesn't defend it though. Like, it kind of puts a bit of context to it and it makes a bit more sense, but it is still a bad thing to say, obviously. And he even got called out in the video by the person on the other end of the phone. So I feel like this one is difficult. Like, it's definitely up to you to decide, you know, if you are offended by it, if you feel like he was using it in an offensive way. But MrBeast isn't actually the only one who's managed to get himself in some very hot water. So, like I said before, MrBeast has always had his friends in his videos, his friends from North Carolina, where he's from, and one of them who's been completely by his side, you know, his best friend for the entire time, is a guy called Chris Tyson. He's in all the videos, you know, most people just know him as Chris from MrBeast videos, but somebody went through his Twitter recently, and there are some pretty horrible tweets in there. You know, he did say some very offensive and controversial things. And it's kind of difficult because there are so many things going on here. Like, there's transphobia, there's homophobia, there's Islamophobia, there's blatant racism. There's a lot of tweets which are kind of just defended by, oh, it's just like edgy humor. But when you kind of make this many tweets, at what point is edgy humor just your entire brand? Like, at what point is it everything that you're doing? There are some much more tame ones like this. Everyone pray for @MrBeast. I think he is the R word. Obviously, that is not something that should be said, but he's using it in a context where he's not trying to make a joke out of it. He's just using it. And there's a lot of ones like that where he just uses words. But the real bad ones are the ones where he has like different communities kind of just as the butt of his joke. And that's what a lot of them seem to be. So Chris actually addressed this on his alt account, Chris the Alt God, where he said, "Hey everyone, I wanted to talk about my past insensitive tweets." And then he linked a tweet longer about the whole situation where he basically just spoke about, you know, he grew up in the South, he was surrounded by like racism and sexism and Islamophobia, and it was kind of just everyone around him, and he grew up sort of hating himself and letting himself become involved in this kind of thing. And I feel like it's difficult because you kind of can't really tell if he's taking accountability or not. You can't really tell if he really knows that what he did was horrible or if he's just saying it because, I mean, he's in MrBeast videos, he's in a lot of very popular creators' videos, and now that he's in this situation, that's going to be difficult for them as well as it is for him. So I feel like he definitely needed to speak out, but whether you take his apology as sincere or not, it's kind of up to you. You know, it's kind of up to the communities that may or may not be offended by the things that he said. And what's more than that, in another one of MrBeast videos, there is also a clip of Chris saying the N-word, which again does not look great for him. And to be honest, I haven't really seen that be addressed anywhere. I've only seen him address the tweets because, you know, that whole thing got a lot of traction. But, you know, I'll just play the clip now. And again, I'll have to let you guys decide.
What?
He said back in like 2008 or 2009.
Ugh.
It's going viral.
You do know I'm watching this for 10 hours straight on a live stream.
I see it.
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
Yeah, he said the N-word.
Well, you just said the N-word.
So yeah, obviously he thought that that was okay for him to say, in the same way that MrBeast thought that the F-word was okay for him to say. Neither of those things are okay. But if you're wondering why Chris apologized on his alt account for all these things, well, if you try to find his main account, he actually deactivated. He completely deactivated his account, presumably because of all either the hate that he was getting or trying to take accountability or something like that, but he completely got himself off Twitter. And on top of that, he's also deleted his entire Discord. So he's kind of just wiping away the ability for people to get in touch with him outside of the alt Twitter account. It's kind of like he's just trying to hide for a little while, which to be honest is fair enough. You know, he's said what he needs to say and he's trying to avoid getting hate. I think a lot of people see it as him trying to avoid responsibility, but I think if he was doing that, he would have deactivated without apologizing. Anyway, that's just my take, guys. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Do you think he should take more responsibility? Do you think MrBeast should say something? Because I haven't actually seen him say anything. Or do you think this whole situation is just a bit ridiculous? Like I say, let me know in the comments down below. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe because it lets me know that you enjoy watching them and I'll keep making more of them. And leave a like if you enjoyed it and leave a like if you didn't enjoy it. And make sure to subscribe if you never want to see my videos again because that'll really teach me a lesson. Thanks, guys.